Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Tee It Up Grand Strand. I'm your host, Shan Coughlin, here with the even more distinguished than I imagined and knew about, Mr. Brett Thomaswick from Sandpiper Bay. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, literally seconds before, he reaches over and shows me his sleeve, and I am sitting with the 2014 Brunswick County First Tee Volunteer of the Year.
Correct.
Okay, so that deserves more than correct. What did you do? What went on?
They have several categories of volunteers of the year. I was selected for the golf course part.
Nice.
Because we always give the kids a place to play, and of course that was one of the important things when I was growing up was you can practice all you want and hit balls in your backyard, but in retrospect you need to get them out to play.
Right, on the course.
And we always give them anything they need, any chance to get out and play. That's how you're going to hook the kids into playing, because those are going to be my customers hopefully in 10, 15, 20 years.
Absolutely. It only takes your first. I remember my first par still to this day.
Exactly. We all do.
Well, I'm like, he totally threw me off. Normally I try to throw you guys off, and now I'm totally thrown off. And just before that, he was telling me how he got his certification last year in an area of the, PGA, being a PGA professional I wasn't even aware of, and I'm married to one. But, and we're going to talk about the golf course, I promise, Sandpiper Bay Golf Club up in Calabash, but tell folks out there who might be interested in the PGA program or who may not understand what you guys actually go through to become one PGA professionals and now this new level.
Correct. For starters, I went to the Golf Academy of America.
Right.
That's where I graduated from. Both of my assistants graduated from there.
Okay.
I'll be speaking down there next month
Nice.
about career day and going through the steps of the PGA process.
Okay. And I'll just do a plug. Mr. Martin Woodhouse, who's one of the instructors there, does our Rules of Golf show.
Yes.
So go, Martin.
There's no one better than him and Lou Gok.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. I have them both on my phone. If there's ever a question, you call them.
Awesome. All right, so you go through the program, or that's one way to do it. But you went through that program, and then it requires several. Do they still call them steps?
Levels.
3
levels.
See, my husband's a little older. They've changed a little bit. So you go through your levels and your checkpoints and testing.
They've also added a pre-qualifying test that I did not have to go through, but they added that. It's rules of golf, history of the PGA, and the Constitution.
And this can take upwards of 3 years, right?
They give you up to 8
to
complete it.
Right, but the minimum, even if you rush through everything, did everything perfectly, I think it still takes like almost 2-3 years.
Yes, when I did it, they actually it was completely up to you at your own pace. I actually did mine 2 weeks short of 2 years.
Okay.
Which was pretty fast. But now you have to do the classes first instead of the book work.
Okay.
So you have to go to Florida kind of backwards.
Mm-hmm.
I did books and then went to Florida. Now you go to Florida, take class, and then do your books.
And folks, when he says go to class, I do remember this part. It was like 8 a.m. to like 6 p.m.
That is correct.
Every
Sometimes
day.
in a suit and tie.
Yes.
This is business casual by their definition.
There you go. And then you have the testing, which is also all day long. And if you fail any part of that, I believe you get to retake it one time. And then if you're gone, you're gone. Like, that's it.
You'll have to come back on your own dime and retest.
Wow. So you go through that process, and then after you get through all 3 levels, you're then considered whatever class.
Class A.
Class A professional. And then tell me about this new thing I've just heard about.
They have a certification program. It used to be actual hard books and then going down, and now they have it online.
Mm-hmm.
And to get your 2 stars, as they say, a certification, they have some topics: general management, golf operations, player development, and teaching. And I believe it's about 18 online classes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just skip through them. You have to read and look and listen to the videos.
Do them in order.
They give you a year to complete it. You have
Okay.
to write a 10-page paper about a topic in your industry, which they must approve.
Right.
And then you take a 75-question exam locally on the computer.
Wow. Okay, so this is, when my point of asking him to do this is when you go now to see your PGA professional at the club you play at, if it says Class A or has any classification behind it, you know that it just wasn't something they jumped online and did overnight.
Correct. Yeah. Not on the back of a cereal box.
Right. They have put in some effort. And do they still have the PAT? Do you
They
still
do.
have to pass the
We're
PAT?
hosting 2 at Sandpiper.
Okay.
So to all the up-and-coming PGA professionals, May 31st and July 19th at Sandpiper Bay.
All right. And PAT stands for Player Ability Test.
Correct.
And you have to score a certain score over 2 days.
Roughly the average is 77
Okay.
over the course for 2 rounds back-to-back.
Right. So for folks playing all the time, that's not too bad. But it's still very difficult to go from 81 even to 79. For some reason, that 80 mark is hard to break.
What makes it difficult is it's the only tournament you'll ever play in where you know what you need to shoot to win before you even tee off.
Oh, the mental side of
And
things.
then you make a bogey, and then you start subtracting in your head.
How many times did you have to take it?
Once.
Nice,
But
okay.
I hit a couple out of bounds the first round. I shot 83, and I had to shoot 74 the second round. I thought, I can do that. Bogeyed the first 2 holes. And my caddy made the smart comment, well, if you par the last 16, you pass. And I did.
Wow.
But you know the whole time going in, I couldn't get that birdie to get a bonus stroke on the last hole. I had to go par, 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 par.
Well, and when I was back in the day when I worked at the golf course, I know the guys that would go on tour, they would call it.
PAT tour.
The PAT tour, because you can take that as many times as it takes, right? And some courses are easier than others, but they also adjust the score.
Yes.
Okay, so that's your PGA education for today. But congratulations on getting your 2 stars. I didn't know that.
Thank you.
And then you're going to go on, you said, and do some more?
And when you become a PGA professional for 8 years or more, you can become a master professional, which is more classes. That is 4 stars. That is the top of the list.
Okay. Well, we wish you luck in that endeavor, and hopefully we'll be talking to you for the next 5 years and keep up with that progress. So, Sandpiper Bay, it's in awesome shape,
We're
as
in good
always.
shape, waiting to dry out with this weather, but we're very busy the next 3 days when the sun comes out. So.
And the wind helps a little bit. It's been a little
Yes.
windy. You know, as everywhere, we are getting a little bit we have had a little bit of moisture in the past, but not snow.
No.
Like some of
Not
our
that word.
friends in the north. Absolutely not. I'm in short sleeves today. It's beautiful out there. And so, yeah, that'll dry up fast. But all 3 nines at Sandpiper
Yes.
and Sand, the Piper, and the Bay. Tell me again your favorite.
The Bay.
The Bay. And why is that?
It's got water on every hole, but it doesn't always come into play.
So it's beautiful.
Yes. It's one of those 9 holes where you can play it several times in a row and not hit the same club or same club off the tee or into the green and still shoot better or worse.
All right. I guess I didn't put that together, but I can see that
There's
now
some
that I'm
par 4s
remembering
where
back.
you can hit driver, and then you can also hit a 3-iron, and then you can score different ways.
Depending on where you want to end up on the course. Do you have a favorite hole?
I would say base 7. You have to hit over the water twice.
You're just into that, aren't you? He is. He is. I have to say, this is also the man that on Patriot Golf Day or for Patriot Golf Day, they played the 100 holes of golf in record time. It was,
The other group with Jimmy Biggs was a lot faster than us. We were looking for the birdies.
well, all of y'all, though, were in record time, and you told me y'all had just as many birdies at the end of it as in the beginning, which that astounded me because I'm
It'd be
thinking,
also.
yeah, because I was thinking after, because I'm thinking, okay, 18 holes, 36 holes. And then 72 holes is like 4 rounds. And then once you get, I'm thinking 4
90.
rounds of golf in one day. I'm not swinging the same. But I guess you just go into pure muscle memory.
It's adrenaline, and then the other guys in your group. Someone in the group was always making birdies, so you didn't want to be the guy that wasn't going to make a couple. So you always had to keep pushing yourself.
And I assume y'all made things interesting.
Absolutely.
Too. Absolutely.
We've already
Keep it
committed to
rolling.
do it again. We've already committed to do it again. So.
Such a great event, and all the East Coast management guys that participated, y'all raised a ton of money, and so that was good. So looking forward to spring golf.
Yes.
Still have some great winter deals, though.
We do. We have what's called 3, 10, and 20 round passes.
Okay.
They're more popular for our snowbirds, where basically, if you buy the 20 round pass, it averages about $28 a round.
Wow. Okay.
Includes cart and range balls, and you can use that over the course of a month. And it's very versatile if you have a group of 4 people. We have several groups of couples snowbirds.
Right.
And the 4 of them will buy the 20-round pass and play on that for the 2 weeks.
So they can share.
Yes. we
All
do
right, so it
share.
is transferable.
Absolutely. You can do 9 holes with it. You can have 10, 18-hole rounds or 29-hole rounds.
Wow, okay.
Just give you a pass and mark you off every time you play.
That is very, because some people will do that, but they're like, it's not transferable. It's got to be you. But I'm thinking some people I've seen come down here, even in a week, can knock out
Absolutely.
10 rounds.
Absolutely.
Especially with the replays. And if it averages, would you say $28?
About $28 to $30.
That's like
depending
right
on-
over a cart fee.
Yeah.
It's not too far off. All right, so snowbirds or folks coming down, those are great. And you also participate in the Platinum Card
Yes, Platinum Card is
membership.
very big.
And so don't forget, this year when you get your membership, you get the gift card with it. So for
Gift card.
$159, you get the card. You get a $100 gift card you can spend at the courses on golf or apparel or anything.
And the 5th round is free.
The 5th round is still free when you play Sandpiper Bay 4 times. The little coupon prints out.
Yes.
I've been witness to several of those when I've been standing in the pro shop talking to folks, and they get that coupon. They forget that part, but it's very important because this is really free.
Truly is.
So that's awesome. But we have a lot of phone calls coming in about spring golf, and you guys are part of some great packages and have some great pricing out there. Even though your address says North Carolina, you're only about 15 minutes up the road from us.
Yeah, even less than that sometimes.
It's very close. And I always caution people, don't worry about what the city or even state says, because you could be 5 minutes away.
Absolutely.
So coming into spring, what are y'all looking forward to the most?
The weather.
Yes.
And the merchandise we have coming in.
Our producer's laughing back there. We're spoiled down here. We know that, as we're sitting in 60 degrees, y'all are going, that's good. We still want that warmer weather.
I ordered a lot of short sleeve apparel, so I'm committed to that.
You're committed. All right. So we've got it from Brett, the weatherman. And how could we not be or trusting of your insight as you are the, volunteer of the year? I think that's cool. You said this was like their version of the green jacket.
It was. They gave out, I think, 5. The only thing I did not win that night was the ugly sweater contest. I got second.
Oh.
So, but it's
You're a little competitive, Brett.
It's very hard to compete with an old woman that has a bow on her head. A really big bow.
Were you trying to beat an old woman with a bow on her head?
I was told to wear an ugly sweater, and I did. And this woman took it
to the next level.
She had things hanging off of her, and
well, I might not have wanted to win that one then. Jeff, I'm getting the feeling Brett's a little competitive. Did you hear that? The only thing he didn't win that night?
Yeah, I'm getting a pretty good picture of that.
50% that night, 1 for 2.
There you go. But for those of you who are listening to us and aren't watching, you can go to thegolfdirector.com and click the TGD TV tab to see Brett's modeling his quote-unquote blue pullover. That's their version of the green jacket. It's very nice. So the first tee does a great job up there. I can't every time I hear the numbers of the amount of juniors that are involved, I don't know if you know any of those numbers off the top of your head, but you guys have done several events or have them out pretty regularly. How many kids are normally there?
We expect about 60.
Wow.
We just do it one day in the summer.
Wow.
They have several hundred at the first tee. We do take the first tee card that is being for sale now.
Yeah. So y'all get 60 at your event. I mean, you got to remember, folks, this is Brunswick County, North Carolina. This is not population USA. I mean,
correct.
This
and it's
is
still one of the largest chapters
town
in the entire country.
Well, a lot of great work.
And they did send one of the kids to play in the first tee open.
And didn't she get to play with Freddie Couples?
Rocco Mediate.
Rocco
It was
Mediate.
my favorite golfer, which I think she got me an autograph, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, nice. But I think the year before, because we had her on the air, and the girl before that got to play with Ashley Freddie
and
Couples.
this was, I believe, Cameron.
Well, a little shout out to them, and thanks to the folks up at the first tee of Brunswick County. They do a great job. Rebecca's up there.
Yes.
And I know Gene Weldon helps out a lot.
Yes.
So before we go, anything else we need to tell the folks who may or may not be sitting in beautiful weather wishing they were in Myrtle Beach?
If you can't be down here playing golf, you can be on the computer setting your fantasy golf lineup.
Oh,
I got mine set for today.
And you have the best name. Can we share it?
Yes, it can be Weapons of Grass Destruction.
I love that. I think that is the best fantasy golf team name ever. But you said you have one more that you're thinking about.
I had another one that was it's called the Drawshank Redemption.
The Drawshank Redemption. Because,
Just put it out there.
Just put it out there. I love the movie.
Yes.
You can't not like that movie. All right. Well, thank you so much, Brett, for coming in. We'll give everyone the website to find out more information about Sandpiper Bay. That's sandpiperbaygolf.com.
Also on Facebook.
Also on Facebook. Very important. And on the Golf Director, they have a feature page. So when you go over to the destination side of things, look at, the Myrtle Beach area and pull up Sandpiper Bay. There. Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you.
We'll see you next month.
You got it.
This edition of Tee It Up Grand Strand has been produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, navigate over to our featured golf course pages, including Sandpiper Bays, where you'll find up-to-date information about their course conditions, specials, and much more. If you need help with your next golf vacation, give us a call at 844-GO-GOLF-1. That's 844-GO-GOLF-1, 844-464-65 831. All of our TGD programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. So to catch up on a show you might have missed, including some of Brett's previous shows, click on the TGD Radio and TGD TV tabs in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. This is Shan Coughlin, your host, and on behalf of Brett Thomaswick of Sandpiper Bay and Mr. Jeff, our producer behind the glass, we thank you for tuning in. There's a lot more TGD golf news and information coming up next, so don't go anywhere. All right. Did you see our announcement on Facebook yesterday?
What is?
Did you see our
Yeah.
announcement about iTunes?
Right?
So excited.
That's big.
Yes, it's big. That now puts us, if you combine iTunes, Roku, TuneIn, and our own, multiple site distribution network, we can when the TV people come out and say, oh, we're in 4 million homes or 18
Yeah.
million homes, we're now in over a